Hi, welcome back to this channel, this platform on which I feel like posting a lot more on recently. Um, Today's topic is going to be about long form content and kind of going on some of the subjects I've already touched upon, which is about attention span, presence, and this lost art that we seem to, not be invested or interested in consuming things that require us to stay with, require us to be in presence with and witness longer than what our attention grabs. Recently, I wrote an article on Substack, which was about reflection as addiction. And in this endless game of mirrors, in our perception-based world that we live in, it is so frequently common that we get into this place, which I will try to explain in my best ability today, where we enter this sort of endless parallel mirror place where we continuously look to find oneself and to define oneself and to enter a space where we know for sure who we are and we get reflected back. This thing that we're sure that it is us, continuously reflected. So for this premise, I just want to say one of my belief systems is that we live in a perception world. Everything is about perception. Everything is about belief systems, and I think we see this with the different cultures around the world, and the different religions, and the different school system and educational system, and the way in which we learn in this world. It's all based on perception. It's all based on, if I do this, then it brings me this, or if I do this, because I believe in so and so and so, and you can insert whatever belief that is, then it's linked to my experience of the world. And so because we live in this perception world, I think it's such a tedious concept to really dive into, and I've really tried to grasp and grapple like what it actually means to exist in the world today. And yeah, the concept of mirror and perception is coming back for me, and this is so because I think, to give a little bit of context, I have been away of social media for a little bit over a month now, and just really not participating in like consuming that much or posting that much, and deactivated most of my accounts and kept only the things that I really need to function. But even then, I feel like I could function without this. And part of why I was doing that is because I feel like right now we're really in a space where the mirroring is like magnified, it's expanded, and it is really hard to keep a sense of self outside of that. And we are being wired to really extend and outsource our worth into all of these endless mirrors where we can find ourselves in everything, where algorithms are like basing their whole predictions on who we think we are and who we think we want to reaffirm every day. These platforms are really not made to expand your vision. They're actually made to, what's the term, like tunnel vision your vision. Actually, it is not made to challenge your perspective. It is not made to challenge who you think you are. And the difference between all of these endless mirrors and the outside is the outside doesn't have predictability. It has a little bit. I mean, shops open at the same hours, there's schedule, there's structures, but you never know who you're going to run into. And the algorithms, however, do know what kind of mood you're in, what kind of patterns that you have, what kind of habitual ways that you have to consume content. It's all predictable. And so in this, I think the mirroring aspect is just a continuous loophole. And the reason why I feel like de-investing our attention from these short forms and short consumerism is we take back our power, we take back our agency, we take back our choice to get into a place of sovereignty where we can actually be challenged in our personality, in the constructed self. And that is where we do actually the deepest work. That is where we do the deepest work, because we finally get to a place where we're not reaffirm or becoming certain of who we are, and we're actually deconstructing, decolonizing, and opening the valves of what's true and what's illusion. This will never be a ground to do that. It's all part of the constructed world, and where it really happens is inside of your world, and where it really happens is in your current reality. So this can act as a tool actually to translate whatever experience you're having, and at the same time it will not give you the reflection you're asking for. It will not give you the mirror you're asking for, because it's all programmed. Because it's all already embedded in the system with the exact coding of your reaffirmed personality. And so I'm really questioning actually our use of the system that can be helpful for when you have a clear mind and a clear sense of intention and a clear sense of why is it that we're using these platforms. But this comes at a cost at some point of if we don't have enough discernment, if we don't have enough clarity on who we are already, this can really, really stir up the storm of who we want to become. If that makes any sense. I feel like I'm tapping into something that a lot of people are actually not going to yet. So this is a little bit like grappling between the higher mind and where we're actually at right now in reality. But this has been my observation since de-investing my energy from these platforms is it's all playing with our sense of self and our sense of worth. And whether we want it or not, we're playing into it by plugging into it, right? Whatever we plug into, we play into it. Even if we're thinking, oh, I'm different, I'm really having clear intention, it is still playing into it. It is all distorting our images of the self, of the real self I'm talking to, the true self, the self that knows itself. And so I think it's really like a holistic approach would be the best. But the ideal is always where we want to shoot towards, and the actual reality is, I think, is not where we're at with these platforms. And I think we're seeing a lot of people go back to analog for that reason. Yeah. is what I have for today. That was a transmission about how we can use these platforms for transmission. That's where I feel like we're going to get to see real change in the real world. And by real world, I'm not saying that anything is real or not real. I'm just saying where we take back our energy from the outsourcing. Many thanks and blessings. See you soon.